Welcome to the Jewish Historical Society of Michigan's 56th annual meeting. We're so excited you're here in this beautiful, saved from the wrecking ball and restored theater, which is so emblematic of our society's theme of preserving and celebrating history. I'm honored to have served as president this past year and will shortly and briefly give you some highlights of the last 12 months and a preview of our plans for the next ones. First, some very important observations. A unique aspect of our society is the role of our past presidents and how many have gladly and helpfully stayed on beyond their terms to assist and provide support. Will all in attendance as past presidents please stand and be recognized? Our outstanding staff, Wendy Rose Bice, our Executive Director, Nicole Jar, our Education Director, Liz Cannon, our Administrative Assistant, and Amy Ergus, who is our Research Guru. I see pockets of strength. I would also like to recognize several of our members who are here this evening who have very recently been honored. And I might add that many of our Historical Society members are involved in a lot of other activities and organizations of every cause, and we're really proud of that. But the ones that have been honored within the last couple of weeks in a big way, I thought to recognize tonight. Lisa Lease by the Hilla Day School. Lisa. Harvey Bronstein for receiving one of the Lifetime Achievement Awards from Federation. Harvey never sits in the back row and always asks the first question. Judge Avern Cohn for receiving one of the 8/80 awards from Jewish Senior Life just recently. Tonight has set new records for attendance and donations, and we are so grateful for both the records and for each of you. I'd like to now call upon Chuck Forbes to come forward and embarrass him. Chuck retired from Ford Motor Company in January of 1981 to initiate a new career, which included the Theater District project in downtown Detroit, where we sit tonight, where he began assembling over 40 properties for subsequent renovation to recreate the Detroit Theater District. Surely back then he was a pioneer and was perceived by some also as a bit crazy. In 1983, the Forbes family developed a master plan for establishing the district that was accepted by the city and community leaders as being a vital stepping stone contributing to the rebirth of downtown Detroit. When the land on which the Gem Century Theater Club building and the Elwood restaurant just behind us, those lands were designated for stadium redevelopment. Chuck Forbes regarded these as nationally designated historic buildings and irreplaceable treasures, and dedicated his company and his resources to saving them through relocation rather than allowing them to be demolished. I was privileged personally to work to help achieve those goals. All three buildings were moved over 5 blocks from their original locations in November of 1997. For those of you who had a chance to see on the screens here and outside, they were all done on wheels. The move of the historically designated Gem Century exceeded 5.5 million pounds in weight, qualified this architectural treasure to be then entered into the internationally recognized Guinness Book of World Records as the heaviest buildings ever moved on wheels. 15 years ago, as part of the centennial celebration of our community, which I chaired, I presented Chuck Forbes with a yarmulke, making him a member of the tribe. For those that you don't know us, he's a Scotchman, but we got along fine. Tonight, it is appropriate, and I am truly honored to present Chuck with a new golden yarmulke.
There we go. it went from silver to gold.
In recognition of his tireless and continuing efforts to preserve, restore, and celebrate his history, exactly our mission of our society. So Chuck, we're proud of all the efforts that you've put into downtown Detroit and what you've meant to it. It took a long time to get to the point where it's coming back, and we're proud that you're still here and that you preserved it, and especially proud that you allowed us to have our event here tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. This building would not be here without this fellow.
No.
So, thank you.
We would be remiss if we didn't recognize the recent passing of A. Alfred Taubman, who was extremely interested in our work and helpful to our mission. He loved our journal and would comment on it regularly after an issue would be released. Alfred was our 2014 Leonard and Simons History Awardee and participated in a delightful interview for those who attended our last annual meeting. Would all past Simons History Awardees please stand and be recognized? I'm just going to read your names quickly. Averin Cohn, 1992. Mary Lou Simons. Zeev, 1997. Judy Levin-Cantor, 1998. Myself in 99. Adele Stoller in 2002. Edith Resnick, 2005. Jerry Cook, 2006. Sharon Alterman, 2007. Jim Gray, 2010, Charlotte Dubin, 2011, and Mike Smith, 2012. Just to show you, as with the past presidents, the awardees continue to be involved in our work and our mission, and I can't be prouder of that. And it shows you how what we do is worthwhile. Upon my commencing my term a year ago, I used the letter F. People were worried about me automatically and right away. I said I wanted to accomplish the following F's. Have fun as board members and volunteers. Finances, build upon our endowment by concentrating on larger donations and foundations in addition to our present methodology. Work together as a family. Focus on the most important tasks and do them well. Secure a healthy future through strategic planning, updating our bylaws and systems, and collaboration where beneficial to us. Finalize. Bite off what we can chew and get it done using the best people and the best methods. And encourage our volunteers, and a growing number of them, to select their favorite responsibilities. When we like what we do it better, and with a smile. I said then, quote, you do not need to see the top of the stairs to take the first steps. I really like that, because if we always have to find out exactly where we're going to be before we get there, we may never start. And I think it worked well. We've taken those first steps, and this truly has been a remarkable year. I'm proud of it and all those that have worked to make it what it is. Our board set a goal to reach 1,000 members, a milestone which we accomplished just this past December. We'd love to see that number increase by 10 to 15% this year, and do believe it's possible. And as a matter of fact, when I was thinking about these words, I said if everybody this evening invited one person because they thought it was worthwhile to ask them to join, we would have achieved our goal right there, because we have well over 200 people here. Amazing. As always, our society continues to present thoughtful, inspirational, and educational events that celebrate and share our Michigan Jewish history. In the past, we've touched thousands of people with our programs that include our first ever Cruise and Schmooze River Cruise. We, with some dressed from the Prohibition era, enjoyed a beautiful summer evening on all 3 decks and having the entire ship, reliving 1927. Attendees, most importantly, ranged from 20 to almost 90 years of age. I think that's great. Our Settlers to Citizens bus tours of historic Jewish Detroit. In addition to private tours we conducted for families and organizations, we brought history to life through 3 tremendously successful explorations. our Charles Agri Architectural Tour, our recent Federal Courthouse Tour, and the most recent Art and Jewish Leaders of the Early Labor Movement Tour. J-Cycle, last year over 200 riders of all ages enjoyed docent-led educational stops and lunch at the end of the ride on the riverfront. This August, we will have our 5th such J-Cycle, and we invite everybody, young and old, to come. And one thing for sure, please sign up when you get notice of it because it sells out. JHSM History Curriculum is our new departmental name for our youth tours. Why the new name? In addition to our bus tours for students, we have successfully implemented an in-class curriculum for middle school religious school students. In the past academic year, we put on a 4-part program that was presented to more than 325 students from 11 schools. Our in-class program is called the, quote, Traveling Trunk, and brings interactive, informal lessons to students. In class, they learn about the organizations, people, and events that shaped our history. They use a workbook, the Traveling Trunk Student Journal, which debuts tonight at our information table, and hopefully you've taken a quick look at it. Be sure to look at it and get a copy when you can. It's amazing. Congratulations to the team who worked diligently to create this masterpiece, Dr. Cheryl Blau, the curriculum developer, our youth tour chairpersons, Ruthie Goldstein and Jeannie Weiner. And boy, when I looked at that book and I saw how it was taught from, I wish my Sunday school experience many, many years ago was even close. Had it been, I might have been more interested along the way. We have published 2 books in the past year. Our journal, which was our largest journal ever and received a tremendous review from our readers and fans. And secondly, Michigan Women Who Made a Difference. Congratulations to Amy Ergus, the author of this book, which represents 2 hard years, 2 very hard years of research and discovery to produce this amazing book. We are also pleased to present tonight the inaugural issue of our Michigan Jewish History Bulletin. Everybody should have received one when they sat down. If not, there's some in the back. This new annual report will be a vehicle for us to share the stories and research compiled by our team of volunteers, staff, and researchers for our programs and tours. In the first issue, you'll see some of the information gathered from our recent courthouse tour and learn about the artwork seen on the Art and Labor History Tour. Speakers Bureau and virtual tours. When we think of the future of our society, our thoughts go to models of presenting our information in ways that are personal and meaningful. The launch of our Speakers Bureau, whose members will be trained to present our series of virtual tours of historic Jewish Michigan, is well underway and will be expanded in the months to come. Our virtual tours were created initially to reach a population of older adults who are unable to take bus tours. It has now been expanded to be a vehicle for us to engage and collaborate with other organizations and communities who may not have time or be interested in a bus tour, who live too far away, such in northern Michigan, because we are a society of the state, or are interested in a more personal experience. How exciting it was for me personally just last week to participate with Ruthie Goldstein in one such virtual tour at Fox Run. And my 93-year-old aunt resides there. She was so excited. We had a great time. And they, as their own organization, has programs from time to time, had a record attendance for our event. So we were pleased and they were pleased. In development is a Michigan Synagogues tour, which will share histories of many of the communities outside of Detroit, along with a virtual tour of Northwest Detroit. Many of us grew up in Northwest Detroit. Our Hastings Street to Home virtual tour explores early Jewish Detroit, including the remarkable Hastings Street area of the city. As we all know, Hastings Street is no more. Within what essentially was a few square block area, once lived almost the entire Jewish community of Detroit. The story of Hastings Street is one which resonates with every generation and with every community, for it is the tale of how desperate groups of immigrants and settlers became citizens. I now have a surprise for all of you. We're going to debut it right now. It's very short. It's a wonderful piece, and I'm sure that we have memories of parents or grandparents or great-grandparents that lived and looked like that as we saw them. So congratulations to all of us for this piece that will be used over and over again in some of our tours and in other opportunities. Among the key items needing attention this past year and accomplished were updating our bylaws, engaging in and nearly completing a strategic plan process, modernizing our budget and accounting systems, hiring an educational director, formalizing our employment relations with our staff, reorganizing our tour planning and how we implement them, and not just building on membership, but as I mentioned before, specifically all ages. While we've accomplished much of what I just described, we have exciting plans and strategies for the future, and I'll try and be brief. Besides the list of up-and-coming events that you will see in our new bulletin, which you get tonight, and our other ways of distributing information about what we do, there are many historic programs on our horizon. One of these deserves special mention. So be sure and mark your calendars for Thursday, September 8th, 2016. Nobody can say they're going to be busy yet. That's the date when our society, together with our partner, the Detroit Historical Society, will open a new exhibition entitled Chasing Dreams, Baseball and Becoming American, which will be at the Detroit Historical Museum. And we will have a lot of collaborative events over several months while that is here. Join me in thanking our two chairpersons, Kathy and Jim Deutschman, who have initially agreed to be several of the co-chairs, for their leadership in helping to bring that into play. They are very active at the Historical Society as well as our society. Perhaps the most important achievement in the past year is that of our strategic planning team. We plan to adopt our new and first ever strategic plan soon, maybe even next month, and then to implement it for the future. As to the goals and objectives and highlights of our strategic plan, as you can imagine, they're far too lengthy to discuss here, except to say that we've reviewed and are tweaking and restating our mission and our vision statements, clarifying our values headed by the words, and I think this says a lot, integrity, expertise, community, inspiration, or inspiring, and appreciation. We are also clarifying how we will deliver our mission objectives, including leadership development, volunteer development, revenue, nurturing strategic partnerships, upgrading our website, and developing specific actions to complete within designated timelines. Our future will be even brighter if more people step onto what I call a moving path and to get involved at any level that you might be comfortable, whether to select or host a tour, volunteer, including become a docent or a navigator, and we'll train you, donate a yearbook, make a monetary contribution while living, or help us design your wishes around our needs or through a bequest. It'll all be helpful to us, preserve our future, and rewarding to you. I want to remind everybody that our membership dues start at $36. That is a bargain, and we're not raising it. It's tax deductible, and you get an unbelievable journal. One can become a member and receive all these benefits, and most importantly, have fun. Tell a friend, or better yet, invite them. If it's their birthday, anniversary, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever, maybe a gift of membership fits into your program. Congratulations to all of the 3 volunteers of a year. You'll hear in a moment, the Cannon family, Liz, Les, and Andrea. And specific thanks again to Wendy Rose Bice, our executive director, and Liz Cannon, our administrative assistant, for their wonderful efforts and support. It's amazing how much work gets done in this little team in our tiny office that is 1/3 the size of the stage. Frankly, the best thing about this past year is to see so many happy faces and great comments about our work and what we're doing and what we're going to do, including thank yous for talking somebody into becoming a member, getting involved, or just coming on one of our tours. Thank you especially to the officers, the board, our advisory board, committee chairs, and all of you members for your hard work and support of the efforts that we're trying to bring and for what you'll do in the future, especially to the volunteers that helped make tonight the success it is, to welcoming you, guiding you around, and helping in any way they can. But most importantly, thank you to my wife, Donna, of almost 49 years, for your I am human. For your love and support and not complaining too loudly, for me taking on yet another nonprofit presidency and such a high-paying job at that. I leave my comments with this quote: enjoy life, it has an expiration date. Nothing could be truer than our philosophy and planning about the events, programs, and tours of the Society. Join our work, and I promise you fun, interesting, and fulfilling times. Thank you.